Hello folks, how are you? Kevin McCormick here once again with the McCormick View. Thanks for your time. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the support that you're giving us. Please make sure that you stay in contact with us through our Facebook page as well as going directly to the website and looking at all the content that we've got there. Folks, we've got another book review for you today, another great book that we've discovered here at the McCormick View, and this book is entitled The $100 Startup. The $100 Startup. This book is written by Chris Guillebeau, and Chris is a self-learning type of person who has traveled the world extensively and worked a variety of different professions in his career. And he has culminated all of that experience, all of those different activities that he's done, and he's figured out how to develop a business, how to develop his business around those personal experiences that he's done by traveling and living in different places around the world. Folks, I want to ask you a question. When you look at your career and you think about your career, what do you consider risky? What's the real risk? Is the risk staying at a company for 30 years and then possibly retiring with that quintessential gold watch? Or is the risk striking out on your own, taking an idea or a passion that you have or a skill that you have that's unique and trying to turn that into a business? What is the real risk to you? Because it used to be in the past, the risk was going out on your own and striking out and being an entrepreneur or being a business owner because you had to lay so much on the line. But I would argue with you, constructively argue with you, that the real risk is a new paradigm. The real risk is now staying with one company too long. That company could go bankrupt and cease to exist. That company could have massive layoffs and end your career before you're ready to end your career. Or that company could just really plod along and not do anything remarkable, and you have a completely unfulfilling career. So what's the real risk? I can tell you that the real risk is staying with the same company for 30 years, because the new paradigm, folks, is working for yourself. Not as an entrepreneur where you have to lay out tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars to start and operate a business, although you can still do that. Right now, folks, the $100 Startup lays out for you how you can get started and be a business of one for $100 or less. Yes, it is possible. Yes, it is real. Yes, people are doing this every day. And yes, people are having fulfilling lives and careers as a result of doing this. Chris lays all of this out in the book in terms of how you can get started with $100, start your new career, start your new business, be a business of one, and you can outline that you can provide the services that you have, the knowledge that you have to people who are willing to pay you for that. You can do this, folks. If you don't think that you have skills that are worth people paying you for, you'd be surprised. Do you pursue self-learning versus strictly formal learning? A lot of people go and they get their high school education, they get their college education, and maybe some additional college education like a master's degree or a PhD or a law degree, and then they stop learning right there. They don't really seek to actively engage themselves in learning beyond that point. I, on the other hand, enjoy self-learning. I'm constantly reading, constantly learning new things, constantly trying to teach myself new skills that would be applicable to my business, which is information, my business, which is technology, my business, which is communication. I try to wrap all of those things together in a constant stream of self-learning in order to promote and advance my business so that it can support my type of lifestyle. What about you, folks? Are you doing that type of thing? Have you stopped the self-learning? Did you think that your learning ended once you graduated from college? No, no, no. That's when your learning is just beginning, because the real world experience that you can get through doing things, through trying new things, that's the real education, folks. The formal education is great, and we need it to a certain extent, but the real education comes from doing things in the real world. I challenge you, folks, to start your learning engine all over again if you've let it go dry for a little bit, because that's where the real experience and that's where the real learning comes, is doing things in the real world. It's very easy to get started, folks. $100, as Chris outlines in the book, $100 and you're in business, or even less, and you're in business for yourself. Whatever the skill sets that you have, whatever the products are that you're exposed to, if someone's willing to pay you for those, you're in business for yourself. Places like eBay, Etsy, Amazon. Those allow you to get started for next to nothing. You can start an eBay account and never have to pay anything. And if you can find an item to sell on eBay that someone is willing to pay you for, boom, you're in business. Now you just have to replicate that process one step in front of the other one and continuing to sell things on eBay and make money from that. That's just an example. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of other ways that you can make money. Start your business for $100 or less. Chris outlines a lot of examples of that in the book. I encourage you folks to read the book. You can find a link to the book on our website, alchemediacreative.com. We'll have those. We'll have the website address on the video here as we go along, and you can get a link to the book from there. Now, the lifestyle benefits, folks, of being in business for yourself are immeasurable depending on what your goals are for your lifestyle. If you want to spend more time with your family, boom, work it for yourself gives you the opportunity to do that. Chris shows you examples of that in the $100 Startup. If you want to make more money than you're making for the people that you're currently employed by, boom, it's possible. Chris shows you examples of that in the $100 Startup. Shows you people who have left the world in the corporate world or working for someone else, struck out on their own for a very small amount of money with the skills and products that they have available to them, and wind up making more money than they were making as an employee and have more lifestyle freedom than they had when they were employed. These examples do exist in the book, folks, and I encourage you to read the book. When you become a company of one, you can do anything. You don't need a big staff unless you want to have a big staff. You don't need big fancy office space. You can rent an office by the day. You can rent an office by the hour now on a lot of different levels from different companies that offer that type of service. You don't even need an office. You can work out of your home, from your kitchen table, from your basement, from a desk in the corner of a room. Doesn't take a lot of space with today's technology to set up your business, run your business, and manage your business with a very small footprint and a very small amount of money. Folks, I encourage you to read The $100 Startup by Chris Guillebeau. It's a fascinating book, chock full of tons of examples of people who are doing just this, who have reinvented their careers by starting a business for less than $100, and then they are on their way. So, folks, I encourage you to read the book, The $100 Startup by Chris Guillebeau. That's the McCormick View for today. Check us out at alchemediacreative.com. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/The McCormick View. And you can catch us on Twitter, The McView, TheMcView. I'm Kevin McCormick for The McCormick View. We just reviewed a book today, The $100 Startup by Chris Guillebeau. Folks, thanks for tuning in. Please, we look forward to seeing you again. Keep the comments coming. We love you. Go out and do something great today. Thanks a lot.